Wow. I don't know why he's putting down these spore crawlers other than the fact that it is the correct answer to his current situation. It's just I don't know what told him that he needed them. I think he's just going off of timing, actually. Because he said, well, you opened gateway, and since you opened with a gateway, you could have DTs out as early as, well, rather because you went gateway into Nexus, you could have DTs out as early as like 7:30. So about 7:30, I'm gonna put my spore callers down because I doubt you're gonna rush to DTs. You just might go DT. He's gonna see these 3 DTs coming in, and he's gonna hug his spore crawler, but I don't think it will be enough. The spore crawler should still go down. He might lose a DT though before the spore falls. Nope. So this third is lost. Unless Zest has something that, or Sulky has something I'm not accounting for. This. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a Overlord, so that third is definitely gonna fall. I mean, basically everything is going according to how Zest wants it to go. The DTs have met, they have hit their quota, and I mean, it's just easy breathing from here. He doesn't have to worry about a macroing Zerg. He didn't commit much to this attack. He kind of gets everything he wants. And kind of funny too. I mean, look how far away his proxy pylon was too. He's still playing with his DTs, just sort of moving them around, deciding how, trying to see if he can pick off any straggling lings or something. He's not gonna find much, if anything. Behind this, he might just go for some more aggression. With no third, I think he can just walk across the map and kill the Zerg. Yeah, he's gonna go for aggression. He's gonna seal this, seal his natural with pylon and a cannon, and he's put down a forward pylon. He still has DTs there. He might morph them into an Archon. These Zerglings are gonna try and go for a counterattack, but the Mothership Core is still there to ward that away. Sulky realizes now that okay, there's an attack coming. And he has 18 lings, 3 queens, 3 roaches, and an overseer. In production, he has 10 hydras. So, I mean, he could potentially hold this, but this is going to be very difficult. His third is not done, because of that snipe from the DTs earlier. Does Zest have an observer? I don't think he has an observer. No, there is no observer for Zest, and no robo. So he's not going to have any detection. So he can't clear creep while he's doing this. But, I mean, he doesn't need to attack the third. What he wants to do is just go into the main. The creep is not far enough out, so that pylon is going to be incredibly close. And this Mothership Core is going to put a time warp down. It needs to back up because there are Hydras, there is a Spore Crawler, and it does have enough energy for another... well, no, it doesn't. This Archon is going to put out a lot of DPS against the Zerglings especially, but, I mean, anything Zerg does not like Archons. Archon is just a good unit against Zerg at this stage of the game, regardless of the composition. Basically, yeah, until there are Swarm Hosts or Brood Lords, or that type of tech, Archons just rip through all Zerg. I mean, it's basically the souls of 2 Protoss. So, you know. Good force fields. That's gonna help displace the Hydras so they cannot get the engagement they want. He's gonna pin another 2 Hydras forward, which basically guarantees him the superior army. And, I mean, look at this. What does Soulkey have to defend properly? I mean, 6 Hydras and a Queen? What are you supposed to do? I mean, there are more Stalkers than there are Hydras.
You're doomed.
Yes, there is a lot of creep that he has to work with. That's good, but, I mean, creep doesn't fight. It helps you win fights. It doesn't fight. He's gonna overextend, and if Zest does have blink, so I mean he's just gonna blink right into place, and that's gonna be GG. Thoughts?
Purity of form overcame purity of essence.
What was that?
Purity of form overcame purity of essence.
Okay.
And Zest was played that rather well.
That could be a problem.
Yes?
It says I'm having system errors.
I don't know, Casey did that shortly before he bit us the first time.
It usually doesn't, like, crash on me when it does that, but it does tend to lag more.
Person doesn't have to drop dead to have something seriously wrong by Wednesday. Is that it though?
What is that?
Sometimes it's better to realize something's wrong with the person before they drop dead, though.
Well, there's nothing I can do with it about it short of restarting, so...
Yeah.
I'd rather finish this cast as quickly as possible so you can sleep.
What should be appreciated.
But then again, if it crashes... I mean, if it crashes, that costs the same amount of time as...
Restarting, yes, so...
So what does it matter?
And if it's a really bad crash, then it's kind of the cast is over then anyway, so...
Ha ha ha. So, I mean, gives, Zest's first win, and then he goes and plays Sulky again in the Deciders match, and we're gonna get into that now. Okay, this map is Foxtrot Labs. As a Protoss player, I hate playing against Zerg on this map. And basically the reason why is because, as the Protoss player, no matter where you spawn, there is no good way to wall your natural. Zest has some very interesting builds. So, he might, wall his main and then go, take an expansion somewhere else. Just straight up random. But I think Zest is more the type of player that he's gonna go for, like, some sort of early aggression, that basically makes it so that the Zerg is not comfortable being aggressive until the Protoss gets his wall up. Maybe he opens Stargate and harasses with an Oracle, or some Phoenixes, while he gets his natural up, and wall, more importantly. I'm not really sure though. Yeah.
Alright, spawning in the top right, the red Zerg seeking a revenge is Sulky. Hello, Lord. And spawning in the bottom left, the teal Protoss seeking to maintain and complete his victory, Zest.
In these positions, Zest has the option of walling the ramp, and he can do that actually relatively quickly. The problem is then he has to watch the other two rocks, and his photon overcharge will not cover his wall. But, I mean, basically he just plays like it's Wings of Liberty and photon overcharge doesn't exist. So he should be fine. He'll just probably use an older build, since these are the more favorable of the spawning locations for most Protoss. I actually personally like the other locations because I feel like I can wall that better. But that's me. I think basically the way I approach a wall is it should be in range of your photon overcharge, so if it is not in range of your photon overcharge, your wall is broke. Which is not entirely... It's not always the case that it's broke if it's not, it's just that there's a lot more things you have to account for that are sort of before Heart of the Swarm. Particularly when you're playing against Zergs that like to rush more. Sulky is not known for rushing, so I don't think Zest has too much to worry about. I think both are going to expect some basic level of a macro game. Not necessarily that it will be a macro game, as we have yet to see one from Zest, but it is unlikely that we see hyper aggression from Sulky in particular. Not that, and I will note